Donald Trump wants to end birthright citizenship. Left-wing media and Democrats are fighting it tooth and nail because illegals, indeed criminals, are their mother's milk. Among Donald Trump's first avalanche of executive orders was one ending birthright citizenship, the policy where almost anybody born on U.S. soil automatically gets citizenship. The practice itself comes from a misreading of the 14th Amendment, which granted citizenship to freed slaves, specifically to, quote, all persons born in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof. The key phrase here is subject to the jurisdiction. That's long been understood to exclude diplomats, so birth alone is not enough, but jurisdiction is actually a whole lot more limiting. Historian Tom Wood cites the authors of the 14th Amendment, who said, quote, this will not, of course, include persons born in the United States who are foreigners or aliens, because it only applies to people, quote, not owing allegiance to any foreign sovereignty. In other words, if you have citizenship of another country, say Mexico, you are not under the jurisdiction according to the 14th. Why? Because the point of the 14th was to give citizenship to former slaves who held no other citizenship. Now, notably, for 50 years after the 14th, Indians were not given birthright citizenship specifically because they were citizens of another nation, the Navajo, Comanche, Seminole, and when they were given birthright citizenship, it was by act of Congress, not the 14th. Of course, not only are illegals subject to the jurisdiction of another country, they are in this country illegally. They are literally fugitives from the law, the very definition of not under the jurisdiction. Now, this all matters because so-called birthright citizenship is one of the most abused parts of our immigration system. Every year, roughly 622,000 people are born to non-citizen parents, of which 400,000 to illegals. That comes to 1 in 6 births in the country. In the case of illegals, anchor babies become a jackpot. One study found 75% of migrants from Guatemala and Mexico with children are on federal welfare programs, adding up to hundreds of billions in costs. Indeed, we've heard stories from Biden's illegals where young women in shelters try to get knocked up by pretty much anybody to get that precious anchor baby, your tax dollars at work. The abuse extends to an estimated 40,000 so-called birth tourists who literally fly to America on vacation, give birth, and go home with the status of parents of an American citizen despite having spent mere days in the country. This is a full-on industry in China and Taiwan where pre-birthing centers are common, kind of an assisted care for pregnant women. But instead of doing it in China, they fly to a center in LA, fully staffed by Chinese, and presto, they get all the benefits of citizenship. All in, between the illegals, temporary visas like H-1Bs or students, and birth tourists, 1 in 6 new Americans either should not be here or have almost no connection to the country. So what's next? Brought to you by Unchained.com. The left will go to war on this because they know the vast majority of beneficiaries will vote left. The case they'll keep citing is Wong Kim Ark from 1873, which granted citizenship to the child of permanent residents, something most Americans are probably fine with, and something that has nothing to do with these 622,000 illegals and tourists abusing the system. Okay, we'll be watching. See you next time.